I was charged about 18, 20 months ago to go and figure out AI in recruiting. And I was working in a silo for 6 months trying to figure out what this AI thing was and how it all works. Then the fiscal year started and we had a company-wide AI program. And I was fortunate enough to then get introduced to a brilliant mentor who was leading this program and a really strong thought partner in terms of just helping me evolve. And what that ended up doing is making me think around AI in a bit of a different way. And it was more around this accelerated learning. So this first aha moment that happened for me is, I was speaking to this mentor, they're a strategic program manager. I was just like, that's what I want to do. Like, they're teaching me all of these different frameworks, and this is amazing. And I was like, how do I do that? And I went on to ChatGPT, I uploaded a job description from an old role that we had. I put in my CV, and then I started having a conversation. I was like, oh, what attributes do I need? And I was like, cool, build me a personal development plan. And then from there, I've always tried learning like OKRs and all of these different books with like complex different frameworks, but it's always taken me a while to adopt. And if I take OKRs, it took me absolutely ages to write them, and they never really quite made sense. But then within this AI ChatGPT I was like, okay, you've got my PDP, personal development plan, turn that into an OKR for me. And within like 4 hours, I had gone from not really knowing what program management really was, just that it was really cool and this other person was doing it, to having like this full roadmap of the skills, the education that I needed, the upskilling, different courses, what experience I probably needed together to close that gap. And that continuous learning has just continued pretty much. So that accelerated learning has continued. And the second big aha moment that I had was probably 6 months after that, where I then did a course in prompt engineering. And that again was taking what I had already learned in terms of just basic talking to GPT to a whole new level. And it was then really starting to understand how I can then scale this, and coming back to that initial problem of, I love to understand how things work, but then doing that at scale, I was like, okay, this is something else entirely. But I think the key thing, which I'd say for anyone kind of coming through this journey, is it's got to be a focus on the behavior before the skills.